You know, in this country, things happen quietly behind closed doors. But every once in a while, somebody bold enough will just come out and say the truth the way it is. That's exactly what Omoyele Sowore did recently. My people, if you're watching right now, please make sure you like this video and subscribe. Because what I'm about to explain is one gist that connects politics, power, and a man whose name has refused to leave the headlines, Nnamdi Kanu. Now listen well. Sowore came out and said something that got many people talking. He said that some politicians and big men from the southeast, the same people who claim to love the region and cry about injustice, actually don't want Nnamdi Kanu to be released. At first, when you hear that, it sounds unbelievable. You'll be like, how can that be? But when you look closely, when you understand how politics in Nigeria works, you will begin to see that maybe, just maybe, Sowore has a point. Please, if you're following so far, tap that like button and subscribe right now because this story is about to get deep. Now, Sowore didn't just talk anyhow. He said it plainly. He said that many of these Southeast politicians are pretending to be fighting for Nnamdi Kanu's release in public, but behind the scenes, they are comfortable with him being locked up. Why? Because according to Sowore, Kanu's release would shake their political structure. You see, Nnamdi Kanu is not just an ordinary man. Whether you agree with his methods or not, he has influence. His voice moves people. His words shake tables. So some people in power are afraid that if he comes out, he might expose certain things or influence the people in a way that makes those politicians lose their control. You know, politicians in this country love control. They love to be the ones people listen to, the ones people beg before anything happens. But Nnamdi Kanu has that kind of voice that doesn't wait for permission. He talks directly and people listen. So Sowore is saying that the same leaders who go on TV to call for his release don't really want him back. They just want to look good before the public. Please don't forget, if you're watching, just click that like button now and make sure you subscribe because this gist is far from over. Now let's go back a bit. Remember, Nnamdi Kanu's issue didn't start today. This man has been in and out of government radar for years. He was first arrested back in 2015, and since then, his name has been one of the most controversial in Nigerian politics. He became the leader of IPOB, the Indigenous People of Biafra, an organization that has been calling for self-determination for the Igbo people. Over time, his movement gathered a massive following. Many young people in the Southeast saw him as a voice of courage, someone who dared to say what others were too scared to say. But as his influence grew, so did the tension. The government tagged IPOB as a terrorist group, saying their activities were threatening national unity. Kanu went into exile for a while, but in 2021, the government found and brought him back to Nigeria under controversial circumstances. Since then, his court case has been dragging. He's been held in detention, facing terrorism-related charges. And while all this has been going on, so many people, especially in the Southeast, have been calling for his release. There have been protests, court rulings, and political appeals. But the man still hasn't been freed. Now, Sowore is saying part of the reason is not just the federal government, it's also some of the same Igbo elites you see on your TV screens. If you're getting what I'm saying, please like this video and subscribe. Let's keep it going. Now, why would some Southeast politicians not want him released? Let's break it down simply. First, there's the issue of political fear. You know, politicians always calculate. Everything is about numbers and control. They fear that if Nnamdi Kanu comes out today, he will gain more popularity than them. Imagine election time. Who will people listen to? The politicians or Kanu? Sowore says that's one of the reasons they prefer him to stay quiet inside detention. Second reason is influence. Some of these big men benefit from the calmness that comes when Kanu is locked up. When he's quiet, the streets are quiet. No protest, no sit at home, no heat. But if he's released, his words alone can wake up people. And many politicians don't want that pressure. They prefer peace, even if it's fake peace. Third reason, according to Sowore, is fear of exposure. You see, a man like Kanu knows things. He's outspoken. He can come out and start talking about secret deals, backdoor negotiations, money politics, things that might embarrass people in power. Some of them fear that if Kanu comes out and starts talking, their names might enter the conversation. So instead of risking that, they quietly prefer him to stay away. Please, if you're still watching, take 1 second and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow and keeps you updated whenever new gists like this drop. Now, Sowore didn't just talk to cause trouble. He's been consistent in calling for freedom, justice, and fairness. He said that if people truly believe in justice, they shouldn't pick and choose. He even challenged Southeast politicians to come out publicly and show real action, not just empty words. According to him, you can't be crying about marginalization on one hand and then helping to silence your own brother on the other hand. When Sowore made this statement, it caused a storm. Some people praised him. They said he's just saying what many have been thinking but were too afraid to say. Others, especially some political voices, dismissed him, saying he was only trying to start trouble. But deep down, many Nigerians can see that this gist touches something real. Now let's talk about the bigger picture. The Nnamdi Kanu case isn't just about one man. It's about a people who feel unheard. It's about years of political imbalance and broken promises. Every time the issue comes up, it reminds the country that the conversation about fairness, justice, and unity is not yet settled. Sowore's words just added more heat to that fire. Please like this video and subscribe if you're still with me, because we're not even halfway into this story yet, and it's about to get even more interesting. You see, in politics, perception is everything. When people in the Southeast see their leaders moving quietly and not standing boldly for Kanu, it creates distrust. It makes ordinary citizens believe their leaders are working for themselves, not for the people. And Sowore just said it aloud, that some of those leaders are benefiting from the situation, and that's why they don't want it to end soon. Now imagine how that feels for young people who believe in Kanu's message. They feel betrayed, like their own are the ones blocking progress. That frustration is what has led to the growing distance between the people and the politicians. Many youths no longer trust anyone in government, and that is dangerous for democracy. Still, Sowore is saying the truth in a way that makes people think. Whether you support his methods or not, you can't ignore what he's pointing at: the hypocrisy, the quiet deals, and the silence of those who should be speaking louder. Before we go deeper, please just hit the like button and subscribe right now. It takes just 1 second, but it helps us keep giving you these real-time updates and balanced analysis. Now, let's talk about what could happen next. If Sowore's words continue to spread, and they are already spreading online, more people might start questioning their leaders directly. The political class in the Southeast could start feeling the heat, especially as the next election season approaches. Because if people begin to believe that their leaders don't really care about them, that's when political tables start shaking. At the same time, the federal government is watching too. They don't want this to escalate. Any sign of regional agitation brings fear of unrest, and they will do anything to keep things calm. But that's where the problem lies. How long can you keep calm by keeping one man locked up? That's the big question. If you're still watching, please like this video and subscribe, my people. Don't go anywhere, because this gist is still unfolding, and you'll understand why Sowore's revelation has become a big national conversation. You see, when people like Sowore speak, they don't just talk. They drop something that forces people to think. Whether you love him or hate him, you have to agree that his courage to speak truth to power is rare in Nigerian politics. Many prefer to stay quiet so they can be in good books with the government or get appointments. But Sowore, he will say it the way it is, and that's why he gets people talking. Now, Kanu's lawyers are still in court fighting. His supporters are still hopeful. Some governors have made appeals for a political solution, but so far, nothing concrete has happened. The man remains in detention, his case dragging month after month. Meanwhile, the political class continues to play safe. That's what Sowore is against. The silence, the pretense, the fear of offending powerful people